Cool.
Whenever you're ready, bro.
Yeah.
He's a sawed-off son of a buck. He's a bareback rodeo. Lone Star, shining for luck. A Bob Wills country show. He's a rough whiskey, a mighty risky when any old drink will do. He's a homespun soul, always ready to roll. He's our buckaroo. Well, I was 12 years old and all alone, sitting on my barrel bull. Up pulled a man, a mustache in his hand, lordy looking cowboy cool. I longed to be a real cowboy. I had to ride with that bunch. Looking back, I never learned to row. I could cook up a turtle for lunch. He's a sawed-off son of a buck. He's a bareback rodeo. A Lone Star, shining for luck. A George Jones country show. He's a rough whiskey, a mighty risky when any old drink will do. He's a homespun soul, always ready to roll. He's our buckaroo. Well, the year was 1996, give or take one or two. Well, he was entered in a West Rodeo, the last night for buckaroo. We were shocked to see that red-headed pup, Dusty crawling all in his lap. Said, I'm sorry, boys, I'm hanging up my spurs. Give up the rigging for a diaper bag. Now he's a sawed-off son of a buck. He's a bareback rodeo. Lone Star, shining for luck. A Bob Wills country show. Now he's a rough whiskey, a mighty risky when any old drink will do. He's a homespun soul, always ready to roll. He's our buckaroo. He's a homespun soul, always ready to roll. He's our buckaroo.
What's going on, everybody? This is Isaac, and I'm here at the Shack. I got through ruining that song with that horrible guitar playing, but great songwriting, my friend.
Yeah.
Give it up for my boy, Ryan Roberts. And my other boy, John Dempsey. I've had him on a couple of times because I love it that way. You know, he's a great singer-songwriter, probably one of my favorites. You can take some of that delay off. I got that. But, bro, that is a great song, man.
Thanks, man.
I dig it.
Yeah.
When did you start getting into songwriting? Because, I mean, it sounds like you're a veteran already, my friends.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I started writing poetry, man, young.
Okay.
It's like fifth grade, you know.
Yes, myself included,
directed
sure.
Poetry, I guess, if you will, school poetry.
Right.
But I learned that I had a talent writing, and it kind of carried, and it drifted and came and went, and that's probably my senior year in high school when I was like, man, I could, something happened, and it was like, kind of learned to play the guitar too, and next thing I knew,
the songs started coming to it.
Go,
And was it always country, or as a kid, were you influenced with rock as well?
Oh
or?
yeah, absolutely, man. I've the same old stuff, this Bob Dylan. I mean,
oh, well, that early?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow, bro, that's deep. Well, that explains a lot. I can tell.
We were once I got into high school, man. I was big Toadies fan, Nirvana.
All right. You know what? I mean, when you say the Toadies or Toady, Hootie and the Blowfish, I mean, the Toadies
No,
like,
the
okay.
Toadies like Possum King.
Yeah, okay. That's because I only knew a couple of them. You know what? That whole era, that was in the 90s, right?
That's right.
I missed a lot of rock in the 90s, dude. That one, even the one I just said, the Hooties and the Blowfish dudes.
Yeah.
I missed all of those guys because I was into Tejano.
Yeah.
But later on, I started listening to these guys. Like, man, those guys were cool. You know, I missed the boat on it, but boy, yeah, it was great guitar, or great songwriting.
That's right. Yeah.
Was it in country?
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it like the contemporaries at that time would probably be what, like Alan Jackson, or was it the old cats
I was
like
in
like
the old stuff, man. I did, you know, I liked some of that stuff, but as far as the newer stuff that I was listening to back then in the 90s, of course, was George Strait.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
every cowboy
If you're in
listened to George
Texas,
Strait.
yeah, you got that
Yeah,
right, bro.
But,
That dude was I'm not trying to cut you off, but that dude was of course he's called the king for a reason, but that dude was able to have like I guess because you know he's from Texas. Even the Hispanic community was like, that was our number one.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He was that huge, and of course not known for his songwriting.
Yeah.
That's the deal. But boy, what an artist, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I guess go ahead, John. You say something?
I haven't met anybody in any genre that's an actual musician that's worth their salt that doesn't like George Strait.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
you got that right.
Across the board, hip hop. I mean, even into like guys that I know that program dance stuff. They're like, man, you know, I hate country, but George Strait, that stuff's
Something
good,
about
you know?
I don't know if I mean, a songwriting. Yeah, songwriting has something to it, and yeah, his voice too. But it's
Ace and the whole band
it's a lot,
too, though,
yeah,
man.
that
It's Ace
too.
and the whole band too.
But
I mean,
it's the whole, you know, even though he doesn't look like, especially like a contemporary, he just has that part. You're singing cowboy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that dude hits the spot every time.
Oh, yeah.
Even that with that cheesy stars on the water thing. But bro,
Rodney
that
Crowell,
song, just the whole vocal. He was using the vocal thing.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And that was real cheesy. But you know what? It's George Strait, so
Yeah.
it's. What can you
Well,
say?
speaking of stars on the water, that was one of my biggest influence was Rodney Crowell. You know,
Wow.
he actually
Yes,
wrote
for
that
sure.
song,
Yeah,
and-
great songwriter.
Yeah, and you know, that's what
You go
that's what
deep
it's
as far
about.
as songwriting, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
really, because how old are you, my friend?
38.
38.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of people that don't know who Rodney Crowell is, which is a shame.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
you're a songwriter, bro,
Oh,
you got to know
absolutely.
Rodney Crowell.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
this was several years ago. Yeah, but Ryan had written this tune called "The Old Man," and we had figured out, kind of playing together and hanging out, that we were both into Towns and Guy Clark and all this stuff. But he played this tune one night. It's called "The Old Man," and you know, I'm sitting there on stage. We were sitting just like this, playing
Right.
acoustic, but I was playing lead for him and trying to figure out the tune because he had just written it, and I had to stop, man. Like it stopped. The song stopped me dead in my tracks.
Boy, I
And
love
couldn't,
those.
like,
Yes.
I had to just put my hands down and just listen. Like, wait a minute, I got to catch up here. You know, it floored me, man. And there's a lot of cats that I respect a lot that write songs. There's a lot of cats that I rip off all the time when I write songs.
Right. Here
but-
included.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, there's a reason that Ryan's my favorite songwriter.
And you're the reason why well, he's the reason why I called you up. I mean, I was like, I remember you talked to Holly about this guy, and it's like, well, I got to get this guy in here, you know, because I do most of my podcast, you know, for songwriters, and I wanted to hear, it's like if John Dempsey, who is probably my, you know, I'm into all songwriters, like, I mean, all the guys that I grew up liking, he's in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, oh,
Locally,
appreciate that, man.
locally he's in top 2, 3.
I
Just
appreciate
because
that,
the
man.
total package,
Yeah,
you know,
everything.
really, you know, the vocals and all that.
Vocals, guitar,
And if that boy says that
piano.
there's a guy named Ryan Roberts,
Bass.
that's his favorite songwriter. That's saying a whole bunch,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah, it does. I'm honored. That does, and you know, it goes both ways. I remember he used to do that a lot. Like he was saying, we'd be playing a acoustic show together or something, and we'd share new songs. You know, you don't get to see each other every day, so you get together once out of every 3 months. It's like, hey, you know, listen to this. And,
How'd y'all get to know each other?
man,
Or
that's
get to-
that's a long story. But I had a friend of mine in high school. T.J. Bradbury actually, and we ended up somehow crossing connections through his
My ex-wife.
okay, yeah, and that's right, and his ex-wife, and
We weren't supposed to talk about
that's
stuff
right.
like that.
But her brother and I, Justin Anderson, I don't know if you know him, but he's always been a big supporter, and I was a big supporter of him, and I still am. But
Now, is he a local cat?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely, man. So, yeah.
And I'll say this too before we go any further.
Yeah.
Megan, there's a good chance she's listening, and she's probably laughing her ass off right
Probably,
now.
she's probably like,
because
"Ryan,
because we were dancing
yeah,
around it.
She's probably, you don't have to step on your tongue. There.
Yeah.
She know, and I love their whole family like crazy.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
But TJ was
man.
a good friend of mine in high school, and so I got connected through to his nephew and cousin and the whole family, mom and
Right.
sister, and through that, but that's how I met JD, because JD,
Yeah.
we ended up literally one night in Chalk Bluff at a house, and JD just come in from Arizona and sitting there on the house playing I think he was playing a Bob Dylan tune. Man.
How
I was
old
like,
were
"Who
you
is
at the
this guy?"
time?
21, 22.
So you were already whenever you came back from Arizona, when you came back from a gig.
No, I went out there. I lived out there for a while.
Oh,
man.
like literally coming back, like
Yeah.
from to live. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Were you gigging over there?
Yeah, I played in a band called Desert Thunder,
Okay.
and we did like 1992 top 40 country.
I got you.
So
That
well,
was-
no, what
that
92?
was,
Well, Neon Moon, and
I was probably if not one of the biggest era
yeah.
of country music.
And so it was Travis Tritt and Brooks and Dunn and
Right.
all that stuff, and it was fun, man. We would do weekends at casinos. We did a casino
Oh, wow.
rotation,
Those are
and so it was great
those are
money
great
and
gigs,
yeah,
yes.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just gotten back from doing that, and had a brand new baby and everything else.
I hear you.
Maggie,
Real
that you've
life,
met,
real
that's-
life. Yes.
that's 10 now.
Awesome. Well, and that's
Um,
that's wild because I feel old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
I feel old because I am old, but whatever.
That's how we met, man. And that's how it all started for me, kind of really, because I was just starting to play out in public, and
How old were you at the
myself.
time?
Oh man, I was already 30.
Really?
I was
So
going back
that-
to school. At
And in
TSC,
all actuality, that's kind of late.
and absolutely.
And you
yeah.
have that's great talent to have. You have that what's the word I'm thinking? Almost like you are a veteran as far as your maturity, songwriting. You definitely are, but at the same time you're kind of new to the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But,
I learned everything I've learned, especially right off the start, was from JD and his whole group. And the whole crew
that band
the
band
whole-
was the Bessie Ross band,
just the
Bessie
whole-
Robinson band.
It was after that. It was the same cats. It was
Just,
Okay.
me
just
and
the whole group.
yeah, Nick and Josh and all those cats.
You guys were
so.
road dogging, dude, early.
Yeah, man.
were.
We did Monday nights at Lakeside when Casey owned it. We were like 17 or something.
Wow,
18.
that is awesome because at that age, I didn't start playing the local scene until I was about 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I was in high school, but that wasn't road dogging. That was just just playing Dallas Highway and trying not to get stabbed.
Yeah, yeah.
But these guys were actually like road dogging it, like
Yeah.
really taking a band, getting in the van, taking off and doing gigs. I was just going right down the street,
Yeah.
So much props to him and Nick and Josh. These guys have been at it a long time, but not only have they been at it, they've been at it together, which is the best.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you play, why you're a musician. If you can catch your boy, if you got a band with your boys,
Yeah.
which thank God I do. Me and my boy Sam
Yeah,
grew up
man.
together. If you do that, bro, all that other stuff, man, means nothing. I'm jamming with my best friend.
That's right.
Same like him and his boys,
Right.
Let's do one, bro. I want to hear John
Yeah.
Dempsey do a tune.
Ryan mentioned that we always share new songs, so I've been real excited about playing new songs because Ryan's here. Let's see. I'm gonna mess both of these up, but I'm gonna play them anyway.
And when you say brand new, how new is it? Or
Probably like an hour ago.
Jeez, he's one of those guys. I know it.
I've seen him do
This
it.
one's Tuesday.
Wow, bro. That's what I love about this cat. Chris Spicer, Russian Steel. They write a song, dude, and they're already performing it. Yes, and they're performing it right away. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know.
It's real, man.
I'm not an old man, Father Time ain't been kind to me. There's still a glimmer in my reflection of who I used to be. I'm not passing blame. The blood that's on my hand, just gotta wash it off little by little till they're clean again. Oh, Eliza, would you say a kind word about me? I'm out here drowning in the breach and my body has begun to rust. I could use just a little love. Could use just a little love. Oh, Eliza. Still a young man, but not too young to own my choices. The differences and consequence, the reasons why I fall. Lord, I've fallen, and I laid down with Sister Whiskey. Woke up, eyes ablaze and hurting, wondering where in the hell I've been. Oh, Eliza, would you say a kind word about me? I'm out here drowning in the breach, and my body has begun to rust. And I could use just a little love, just a little love. Oh, Eliza. Much difference between a heart full of pride and a head full of shame. Like catching lightning in your hand. Swear to God you ain't getting burned by the flames. I keep a picture of you, darling. I keep a bottle round for the pain. There ain't much difference between pride and shame. Oh, Eliza, would you say a kind word about me? I'm out here drowning in the breach and my body has begun to rust. I could use just a little love. I could use just a little love. Oh, Eliza.
That is awesome, bro.
Thanks.
I love it. That's why I love John Dempsey. He gives it everything, every time, every time. That's the first thing I noticed whenever I start. Well, I first heard about the Bessie Robinson band. Is it Robinson or Robinson? It's Robinson, right?
Yeah.
Jesse,
Sure.
Betsy.
I think so.
Okay, was it?
No, it was Robinson. I'm
it
sorry.
was Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was Bessie Smith, right, the blues singer.
Oh, okay.
And then Arthur Robinson was a character in Counting Crows song. Adam Duritz. Adam Duritz character.
Okay.
Arthur Robinson. So it was.
I got and
Yeah.
and the of course it's like we were talking about earlier, Nick and Josh and who else?
Josh played drums. Nick played guitar, of course, and then started playing dobro toward the end of that. And
Who was on bass?
Brandon Rosas played bass for a while.
I remember that name. That dude was a good bass player, dude.
Dick Gimbel played a couple of gigs with us. We had some random bass players, and I drank a lot then, and I've forgotten some of them. I think Caleb Jones played a gig with us.
Oh, wow. All legit cats, bro. All of them. Especially, Caleb right now doing well with the Wade Bowen.
Well, Caleb only played with us once.
Oh, right. But
he likes us and
technically,
stuff,
he played in there, though. He was, but I remember the name. The name was whenever I started playing, I'd play some local stuff like the Hired Gun, but other than that, I was doing different stuff. And I'd hear about that band. It's like, they got to check these cats out.
Well, and what was cool, man, is for a while, before Emily moved to Austin, she was playing keys for us.
Oh, wow, yes.
So,
She's rocking right now.
man, and she would take like we did like some Kathleen Edwards stuff, and we did some Lucinda Williams tunes, and
with some organ in the back.
And she would just
gosh.
nail them to the wall, man. I mean, singing them, and playing organ or playing Wurlitzer or whatever.
Wow.
I
wish I could have seen that, because that is some talent,
I tell her every time I talk to her, every time I see her, I tell her every time I leave her a voicemail, she's the most melodic person on the face of the earth. Like,
She is.
That whole family's incredible, man.
Oh, for sure. Mr. Gimbel, one of my heroes for sure. The reason why I learned how to play guitar, what taught me what I was doing the bow bar kind of playing, all by ear. And those, him and Ken Frazier taught me, dude, this is what you're doing, and this is how you got to do this to get better. And they showed me all the cool shortcuts, all the cool leads.
Yeah.
I mean, like not just curriculum. I'm talking about like one-on-one, like bros. Bros. That's something that I'll take with me forever. To have that one-on-one time, or even just me and a couple other guys, and Ken Frazier or Mr. Gimbel sit up on one knee and show you one cool lick.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeez Louise, that's one thing that I love about MCC, and Clark Nowert too.
Oh man,
golly, that dude was nuts.
Yeah,
still is nuts. And I want to get him in here. I talked about him. I talked to him a while back. Another great dude, great guitar player, great person. All those cats were just, we're fortunate. If you went to MCC, we did a left turn here, but whatever.
Oh, it's cool.
We're fortunate at MCC, dude, or here in Waco, to be taught by cats like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Even guys that were hard asses, but now you're an adult. You did, why I did it, like Mr. Page. Now, you know what? I'm not great in theory, but I should have got a handle on a little bit of it because of that cat.
Right.
Yeah.
All those guys, of course, Hibbert, all those guys, taught you the music business. And I'm a working musician because cats like that, taught me stuff like that.
Right.
So we're fortunate enough here in Waco to have great guys like that.
They took enough time out of their day to
dude.
kick our ass a little bit
You
and
ain't
say,
kidding,
hey, man,
bro.
come on.
Yes, taught us, Mr. Hibbert taught us how to eat. When I say that, I mean, if you want to make money, bro, you got to have, you can't be going to class or opening up your guitar case with sheet music everywhere, unorganized. You're not going to get anywhere in life like that. And they would tell you straight up like that, dude. But thank God they did,
Yeah.
Thank God they did. Can I hear another one, Ryan?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Nobody wants to hear me babble on. But you know what? I wasn't really babbling that much because much props to all the teachers at MCC, dude.
Yeah.
Much
Yes,
props to
thank
those
y'all.
cats.
Absolutely. This See Charlie. This might be a new one, too. What's that? Aunt Nancy? Oh, that's Aunt Nancy and Uncle Bob. It's my favorite aunt. I used to call him Buddha Bob. Hi, Aunt Nancy. This, I don't know if you heard this or not. It might be a new one. It's new for me. Some things are better left alone. Like the Rio Grande or the familiar smell of home. Or a traveling man that lives to love the road. Some things are better left alone. You can love like you never will unwind. It's not enough when you're loving on your own. I have dug 1,000,000 miles in my mind. And some things are better left alone. Like the Rio
Rio Grande or the familiar smell of home. A traveling band that lives to love the road. Or a rodeo man when he's broken his last bone. Some things are better left alone. You can try to change it if you will. You may find the exchange is all too real. Why try to fix what isn't broke? Some things are better left alone. Like the Rio Grande or the familiar smell of home. Or a traveling band that lives to love the road. Or a music man with a brand new sack of songs. Some things are better left alone. Oh, some things are better left alone.
Bro, that was beautiful, bro.
Thank you.
I'll never quit drinking
Yeah.
as long as you're playing music,
Wow,
Ryan
my
Roberts.
friend, dude, that is
I
a
ain't-
great song. Tell me real quick. Take some of that reverb. Still on, but I love to have that reverb in there. What can I say? What can I say? We love reverb.
Got to.
When did the song come about? Was it a actual story that you were thinking in your head, or was it a melody first? How'd that come about?
It's different for me. It is, sometimes, but a lot of times it's just a thought, or a feeling or emotion that pops in. And
Is it the poet that comes out of you first?
Yeah, absolutely. For
That's
me,
what-
it is.
okay.
Absolutely. It's always that, and then the music's a little tough for me sometimes, it's been a struggle. I don't think it's been a struggle. I haven't put the time in, to really learn my craft, but it's gotten a lot better, and it gets better every day.
Bro, I love it. I'm telling you, it's what music is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
It sounds as organic as anything I can think of.
That's right.
That is beautiful, bro.
Thank you.
One of the things that struck me the most about Ryan's writing, immediately after we started playing songs together was you've got an incredibly broad perspective on life.
Yeah.
And I've learned that from you, actually, not only through your songwriting but through us being brothers and walking through life like we have. Ryan's always the first one to say, well, think about what kind of day that cat had today. Look at what he's
Wow.
wearing. You
That's
know?
right.
He's still covered in grease. Yeah, he's pissed off. He ain't pissed off at you. He's pissed off at his boss. You know,
That's right.
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's right. Where you raised at, bro?
Man, I'm right here in the West.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
What were y'all, the Trojans, right?
The Trojans.
Did you
yeah.
play ball in the West?
I
or
did.
What'd you play?
Everything.
Man, I
Played it
love
all.
that. I love that. Did you play baseball too?
I did. That was my number one for
What was it?
for a while till rodeo took over. I was in gymnastics, rodeo,
Oh
baseball,
wow!
football.
All around athlete.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what we're talking. We're talking that's
Back
awesome.
now.
We were talking that earlier. How at least most of the songwriting buddies or musician
Yeah.
buddies how they just don't like anything besides watching sports on television. they didn't really participate, bro. But it's really is kind of rare to find a musician that was an athlete, but
Right.
not so much in small towns because that's all we had,
That's
bro.
right, man.
If
did.
you want to have fun, you know,
Yeah.
besides getting in trouble, which we did too, but whatever.
Just pull together and go out there and fight the fight.
Dude,
man.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, bro. What was we said baseball was your
Yeah, that was
first
always my
one.
favorite. Absolutely.
I
That was
guess
always my
doing
passion.
all the from t-ball all the way up to
Yeah,
lick, man. I'm
that's
telling
right.
you. Yeah, what was your position?
All of them.
One of those cats.
I've been all around, but I think primarily when I got, toward into high school, I was more shortstop.
Oh wow, you had a little
Short-
speed on you.
shortstop, Yeah.
I was
Had an arm, and
I
I
was-
played third base, but I did have a little bit of speed.
Oh,
Not
I
the
hear you.
fastest, but quick.
Well, that's why I was on third base because I didn't have the speed. I was just
Yeah.
right there. Hey, if anything too far to my left,
Yeah.
shortstop's got it. I'm
That's
going.
right. Yeah, but I played around. I played a lot of left field. That was actually my favorite spot.
Was it?
Once I got in
There's a
there,
lot of
yeah, I got
action
to-
out there.
That's right. Yeah.
I played when I was in semi-pro. Got a wild hair. I played infield all my life.
Yeah.
And then when I was playing semi-pro, I was already fixing to say, retire.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't know you played semi-pro ball.
yeah, I did. And I was like, I'm gonna try out right field.
Yeah.
And just because I never played outfield, I want to do something fun. And
Yeah.
there's not a lot of action out there, but so I got out there, bro. It's not like you think. I was
No,
like
no,
right
no.
under it, and it's way behind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have to figure out, okay, of course, I have my cousin Albert, who was watching, taught me, right when you think you're under it. No, actually, there's another cousin of mine named Jerry. He tried out for the Stros.
Yeah.
When you're right under it, back up 2 or 3 more feet, and then you're
Yeah,
under it.
that's right.
And, if you don't do it, it looks easy. Like,
Yeah.
you see it in that, like in Little League,
Yeah.
miss fly balls. Come on, it was right there. But,
Yeah.
once you're in there,
That's it.
it's a little different.
Oh, we were little bitty, man. My sister and I would sit out there for hours and hours, and my poor dad would just nonstop, just put the
Shagging.
fly bars in there,
Oh,
boy.
man. You know what?
Yeah.
Thank God I had a brother like that.
Yeah.
That was, my props to my bro for that, bro.
Yeah.
Even during football season, baseball was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
And we had an open pasture, lived out in the country,
That's right.
shagging ground balls, shagging fly balls. That was the best, bro.
Yeah.
Let's hear a John Dempsey tune.
Yeah.
You got any baseball songs, John? If not, I'm gonna request one.
But-
I'm ready.
Dude, what a great tune, by the way. Anything Fogarty does
Anything
is great.
Fogarty does.
yeah.
I always thought I would love it if there's a bunch of people gonna laugh right now. I always thought that the best rock band ever would be John Fogerty and Bob Seger,
Son of
like
a gun.
splitting
Wow.
frontman duties in a
If
band.
not, what a great tour.
Man,
And I don't ever see a lot of bands, and I don't know why. It's only been a handful of bands, but if there were somebody that would be close by, John Fogerty, dude. Besides Eddie Van Halen, I know there's apples and oranges. Van Halen grew me. I grew up with him, but John Fogerty, he pretty much damn near raised me as a musician.
Yeah.
I learned the basics of how to play them C chords and go into A minor.
That's right.
And I learned how to just play clean and sound good. I learned how to write songs,
Yeah.
and and of course everything. The soul he had it. People really underestimate that guy. But if you're a musician, like does it for a living, dude, he's a musician's musician.
Yeah,
he really does do it all. But anyway, enough
he's
of
a
John.
player, man.
He is enough of John Fogerty. Here's some John Dempsey.
Guess I better write a letter to send back home. Maybe weave in some of these harmonic overtones that I hear at night when I can't close my eyes in the dark. I dream about life like it's a tunnel with a light. Free and I'm steady and I'm ready for the fight. Truth is I'm afraid and my eyes are open wide. And son, you're a goddess of velvet fury, ain't you, baby? And son, honey, don't look now, but we're going down in flames. Honey, don't look we're going down, we're going down. She's a vice in an understated ornate grave. She just weaves her way into your DNA. And she makes you think that you're somebody that you ain't. Well, I just swallow her down and I drink her up. Sleep till the curves of her skin wake me up. Pretty and round and awake for days on end. Addison, you're a goddess of velvet fury, ain't you, baby? Addison, honey, don't look now, but we're going down in flames. Addison, don't look now, but we're going down, we're going down. See, I look at you, honey, but you don't look back. 'Cause you never cared about nothing but the cold, hard facts. Fact is that you're a liar and I'm to blame. Addison, don't look now. Honey, don't look now, but we're going down, we're going down. Guess I better write a letter to send me back home. Maybe I should weave in some of these harmonic overtones.
Yeah.
Boy,
Thanks, man.
that is classic John Dempsey. I'm telling you, that's a great song, bro. How long have you had that one?
Year and a half.
You sound. I know it sounds crazy when I say this, but you might know what I'm talking about. You sound so fluent and comfortable when you're singing your songs, what you're supposed to do. You know, when people say, you know that song? Oh, yeah, I know that song, but do you know that song? You know what I'm saying? To where you can manipulate whatever you have, whether it's a cover tune, or it's your original. Whenever you can do whatever you want to that tune, take it to wherever you want to. That's that tune, and John Dempsey's always known that.
Yes,
That's one thing. That's one thing I
Man,
liked
that's cool.
about you,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's one thing that I've, from just an instrumental side that I'm just now starting to learn, that I've envied cats like you and Sammy and Rodney and
for sure,
you know,
Rodney and Sammy. Those guys are crazy.
like, well, so are you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, bro.
But the way that y'all, I'm just now starting to understand the way to make your instrument the extension of yourself, the way that I learned earlier to be able to do with my songs.
Right,
You know,
right.
And to me, it's the same thing. It's an extension. Music should be an extension of your breath, man.
You got that
know?
right. Just like an artist does whatever he does to a canvas, or even I've said this before. Even guys like you got your regular basketball players, even LeBron, but then you get your Michael Jordans. Those guys are artists too. To where he can do whatever, he can do whatever you want to do.
He could manipulate any part of that
For
court
sure,
to
bro.
make it do what he wanted it to.
Exactly,
You
and
know?
that is artistry, bro. That's art to me. It is. Because you know what? Not everybody can do that either.
Hank
I
Aaron,
guarantee
man.
you that.
Hank Aaron's paintbrush was his bat. You know.
For sure, bro.
I mean, that cat.
Sure.
That was a different kind of hitter.
I
you know?
agree, bro. And that's what I love about what we were talking earlier. We were talking martial arts. That's another thing songwriters just don't like. I think it's that delay. No. Anyway, but they don't like anything to do with sports. It's like, dude, I I embrace that. You know what? Because it keeps me just that, and the whole talking baseball and football. Because that gives you a mentality of like always being on your toes, not being competitive, literally, but sometimes literally.
Yeah.
You don't want to be you don't want to be in a songwriter circle and be the guy that's been lacking.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about sports, and I love about songwriting and playing. Or even you might even know this, like even just doing a regular gig, and now you're doing a gig with the another band from Dallas come back. You're
Right.
If it's my band, I guarantee you we're not going to be the punks on the
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? That's what I love about talking sports and songwriting. To me they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Does it go hand in hand to any of you guys?
Oh, absolutely, man. I think it's just a whole.
To an extent, it does. I mean,
yeah.
for sure, because it's there's always healthy competition amongst brothers. You know
For
what I mean?
sure, bro.
And there's dumb jocks in music just like there are in sports. You know what I mean? Like
right.
there's cats that get it, but they're, how do I put it, man? I don't know. Like, you're never gonna catch Rodney Pyatt
You got that right.
backing down in any situation from his instrument.
You got that right.
Now, when he's in a position where he's a hired gun, he's very respectful of that position, and he does that well. You know,
sure, that's right.
but he also doesn't ever back down from his instrument if there's another cat on stage, and it's not because he's showing off. It's because
You're cool, man.
that's
it's-
right, bro.
it's his craft. And well,
That's
man,
right.
that like y'all were talking about Dick Gimble and Kenny Frazier earlier.
Right.
Another one that taught me that way. I mean, literally on stage was
Right.
Rodney Pyatt. You know,
Oh, for sure.
and jumped my ass on stage, you know, but he wasn't doing it like a dumb jock, you know. He was doing
Right.
it out of love, like,
That's right. I hear you.
this is what I'm playing, you know. And later on, he came to me. He goes, "Hey, man, I didn't mean to be." He was like in the middle of a solo, trying to show me what he was doing, you know,
Got you.
and doing it very well. I just didn't get it.
I got you. Here's a whole other level.
But yeah, man. But you know, that type of brotherhood, that type of competition, absolutely is like sports.
right.
You know, to me, like,
I can
man,
see that.
I played third base. I showed off the bruises on my chest.
Oh yes.
You know, like nothing gets
people
by
don't
me.
people don't realize how hard a position that was, but
Yeah.
it was a great, you know.
Hot spot, man.
That's right. That's right. Oh, how'd you do it? What you play? I guess football for West too, or
Yeah, I did.
what'd you play?
I played. I was on defense. I played in the secondary. Man, I was a left halfback.
Oh, okay.
I was the
wow.
smallest one out there. And
You must have had a lot. You must have ran track too.
Oh yeah. I
yeah,
did.
you
I didn't
gotta-
like that.
You
but
do
I
all
did
all these positions you're talking about. Got to have a little speed.
it. Yeah, I did a little bit. I didn't like track too much.
What?
Hey, we did it. Like you said, a small town. You
You
do
do
it,
it.
man.
Man.
and you go through it to help the team. And
Man
be a
who
part
sleeps
of it,
on
you know,
rocks
but-
runs like deer.
yeah, that's
What-
right.
What'd you play? What'd you play in high school or in school in general?
Man, I played third base until they.
I saw the pictures. You had a red cap. What school was that? Is that West as well, or who was that? Didn't I see a picture with you with the something red?
No,
But it was-
you
it
probably
was
did
a-
see me with a red cap, but it wasn't a baseball picture.
Okay,
Not mine.
okay.
Well, it was always blue. It was like, Little League was the White Sox, and then I played on the Blue Jays when it was like, you know, Pony League.
Oh
like,
yes, Pony Leagues for sure.
And then when I got here, I played for Conley.
oh,
and-
cadet.
Yeah, and then I
They used to always kick our ass and whatever.
man,
Not
they-
basketball
well,
and track, but in
Yeah.
football and baseball.
I didn't start because my sideburns were too long.
My-
not for dress code, but for the coach. They were
I
too
got
long
you.
for the coach.
I understand.
Not because I didn't have a better batting average, not because I wasn't a better third baseman, not because I didn't have a better arm, not because I wasn't faster, but because my sideburns were too long.
Of course.
So I quit going to practice, and I went down the street to my buddy's house and listened to Pearl Jam albums, and you know, that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah,
So
decided to be a songwriter. and
yeah,
How did that music and did that music influence you? Dude, that was a great album.
yeah, for sure, man.
Oh, because
well, no.
right now you're in the middle. I don't know if you're country. That's what I love about it, though.
Yeah,
You're right in there in the middle, and that's what myself included. Yeah, Los Roaches play rock, but my playing is right in the middle. I've always loved
right.
country rock and blues.
Yeah.
So what was your first love, and then what did Pearl Jam? How did that help it out? Was it country? Was it rock?
man.
Or was it everything?
First love. My dad listened to like Simon and Garfunkel and the Everly Brothers.
Wow, that's
and,
way over my head. I mean, it is as an adult now, yes, but as a kid, bro, I was in the radio stuff.
Right. Yeah, I didn't listen to the radio. I mean, if I was with my friends and one of their dads took us to Dairy Queen or whatever, like we would listen to what was on the radio. But
right.
Other than that, which at the time was what was that? Tim McGraw. I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokee and Choctaw.
That was a cool tune.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought it was. And
that
really
stuff
is
was
still.
on, and then my brother was already playing in like this Christian alternative band, right?
Okay, cool.
So like Jars of Clay and Audio Adrenaline and
for sure, I remember
them. Skillet.
I remember they're going to be here at the Expo Center sometime soon.
Well, that first record though, man, if you listen to that first record, I mean, it's a Nirvana record.
Oh.
Like it's way different than what they're doing now. And
really?
The stuff they're doing is
okay,
good.
Yes, right.
But I mean, it was guitar, bass, and drums, and the bass player still sang, but it sounded like Nirvana.
Okay, I remember Skillet back in the day when I was playing Christian music.
Yeah.
I was playing with a band called Latin Cadence, and I'm still I'd love to play at church. What can I say?
Yeah.
So I'm really into Christian music, and I remember at that time it was, of course, probably Third Day, and all those guys like that.
Yeah.
But but I remember hearing of Skillet before they're like really, really big, and but I remember playing like at a place in Dallas, and Deep Ellum was a Christian bar, and there was a flyer for Skillet because this buddy of mine said those guys are good, and now of course those guys are huge,
Yeah.
But I didn't know they were like that though.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I guess the whole not Nirvana, Pearl Jam thing, that was easy transition because you already listened to stuff that kind of rocked anyway, right?
Yeah, man, I got into Nirvana. My brother's bass player. My brother wasn't old enough to drive yet, so the bass player came and picked him up with the other guys in the band in his Jeep, and he had Nevermind blaring out of the Jeep, and they were driving by, and I was listening to it going, what is that? What is that? What's that? I want to hear that.
That album right there was big, of course, because, Kurt Cobain, whatever, great songwriter and all that. At the same time, he didn't know, but rock music made just a left turn.
Yeah.
Because it was all the hair metal stuff.
Right.
Which, I love that stuff too. I love, if it's a good song, it's a good song. And I love that era. That was my first fun time.
Yeah.
And these guys were like dark dudes. But, it's like, because we were like all shiny and happy, started going trying to bluesy, but at the same time, it was guys with Marshalls and Flying V's.
Yeah.
It was, it was easy trying to turn it because Ray Vaughan died, so the guys tried to go a little bluesy, but it was still metal.
Yeah.
But Nirvana goes, we're not even going to do that. We're going to do something totally different. But on top of that, we're going to be good songwriters.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not just talking about going to the strip bar. Now we're talking about real things.
And
whether you like it or not, it's real.
That's what drew me to it from the beginning, because I was, man, I wore glasses and I had braces and I got beat up a lot. I mean,
I hear you.
And here was these guys that weren't, I love the Stones, but weren't wearing sequin jackets and
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. No, for sure. I can understand that for sure. Because I
was-
think
there
about
was
it now, boy.
nothing-
The songs were good, but the style not so much.
there was nothing flashy about it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
And the guys were just, I mean, here it is. This is what you get. And if you want anything else, then
It was real.
It's
That was
real.
the deal.
That's exactly right.
Pearl Jam with, Eddie Vedder climbing across rafters in the middle of a show and the look in his eyes, man. I mean, he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
somewhere else. You know what I mean? And in his case, I always figured, well, they were young, they were doing drugs or whatever, but I saw
Right.
them 4 years ago, and they had these huge globes, like light up globes that were
Right.
part of their set, and he jumped on one in one of the encores that they played and was swinging out over the crowd in it. You know what I mean?
Well, dude-
And the dude's almost 50. Like, It's just he goes somewhere else when
For sure.
you know, and that
People like real,
that was
man.
like, what? Where does this come from?
I
What
know
is
it.
what is this?
Yeah.
You know,
He was. It was so that era was. You know, he was such a great songwriter because from that and Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
From that, it went from being like what was like almost like a television article. This is a local. This is an actual scene that's happening right
Yeah.
now in an area which is Seattle.
Yeah.
To a music movement to like it was actually even like a fashion statement. It
Yeah.
was everything all into one,
Yeah.
but at the same time there was songwriting in there.
That's it. It's real.
You know, it was so, and it took the world, not the world, but at least
Oh,
When
at
I-
least the United States by storm.
I look at
You
everything
know.
in cycles too. You know what I mean? Like numbers have always made sense to me, and so there's cycles that happen with all this stuff. You know, the Seattle thing. There was this very true representation of the art that was happening then, and not just, if you really dive into it, not just the music, but the paintings and the poetry and all of the art that was coming out at that time,
Right,
even the
right.
street art, man. There was this movement that happened amongst these people that didn't necessarily know each other until toward the end of the pure form of it, right?
Right.
And then labels converged on the scene, and then you know, fashion designers were going there because they wanted to see Nirvana, you know, in Seattle because that's hip or whatever.
Right.
And then all these things happened, and it turned into something else. And when that happened, I mean, you know, it was done. Well, the same thing happened when all this stuff started happening in Nashville, and now look where it's at. It's a fashion
Right.
statement. It's a third or fourth generation carbon copy of what happened when Garth Brooks and George Strait and Alan Jackson and all those cats were doing that stuff in the early
Do
90s.
you guys listen to it at all? When I say country, I mean like even top 20. Do y'all listen to any of that at all? Like top 40 or top 20?
I listen to Hank Williams, and I listen
I hear
to
ya.
George Jones, and I listen to Merle Haggard, and I listen to Waylon Jennings.
What do you
And
think about what's going on right now in Nashville? Because I was there when it was turning into after everybody got when I was there, everybody was wearing the concho shells, that Kenny Chesney era thing,
Yeah.
and the spray painted black cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And I was leaving right when that was getting out there. But little did I know it turned out to a circus act.
Yeah.
What do you think about the way it is right now?
I involuntarily spout very loudly lots and lots of expletives every time I hear Luke Bryan. It's not a choice anymore. I was playing a gig in Possum Kingdom with Mike Stanley, and it got to the point where I had ridiculed the music so much because I asked the girl at first very nicely if she would change it, because it was like a cycle of terrible, awful crap.
You know,
And
it's not. It's
I
not
finally
just
ridiculed it
the whole
enough that
thing.
she changed it. You know, like, and then I felt bad, but because I made the girl feel bad. But it wasn't.
Should.
It didn't have anything to do with her. It was just that it was. I mean, there was one that was like something. If I stay too long, I'm going to ruin my bad reputation, and that was the hook. You know.
And
So, but
sadly,
they're selling tickets too, man.
I
They're
hear
selling
it. That's the
crazy.
deal. Sadly, there's a whole slew of because everything is watered down.
All of
Yeah.
it.
There's going to be a watered down version
But
of
you know what?
songwriters coming in that are going to be writing that in 5 years, which
Yeah.
is scary.
Man, the pendulum's going to swing. And you know what?
It has to. That's
You
what
know,
I'm saying.
it
It all
has to,
moves
'cause
in
it's gonna-
cycles.
as
Well,
something dies,
it goes
yeah.
back to just what you were saying, man. People like real, and I don't think it matters so much what genre of music it is or what art you're in. You know, when
Right.
it's real, it's going to cross that boundary. You know, and,
Yeah.
and people are gonna take notice. You know, they can relate to it. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all human. You know, and you know, I don't listen to it either. I mean, I don't.
Right.
And it's my choice. I don't like it. But I'm like, what the heck, man? They're selling a lot of tickets.
That's
too,
the
man.
deal. But you know, you know who else sells a lot of tickets? Circus acts. They do too. I mean, maybe not to that
I'd buy that
abundant,
ticket.
right? So,
When I-
and
when-
that's what it is. It's just a circus act.
Yeah.
You got like a
You-
combination of
Oh,
country
golly, yeah.
country and whatever is like let's say
Yeah.
pop or rap or you know, which is, you know, I'm a
Well, they-
rap fan.
You know,
I hate rap right now
Yeah.
because it just music is not real now.
with
No.
with hair metal, right?
Right.
There was and it's even like a genre now, right? Because there was cats like Maiden
Oh,
and like Rat.
that was real.
and,
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like
yes,
good music, but then there was all the glam stuff that happened.
that's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That was not real. It was all about partying.
and that was
you know.
and that was the end of that movement because it turned into something that it wasn't supposed to be.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean?
And it got to where just like same thing with the '90s era. It started getting dark because the party was over.
Right.
People were partying. Too much.
Yeah.
Same thing with well, everything has to die.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the whatever country. When I say that, I mean like the whole '90s thing.
Right.
It got to where producers were just doing cookie cutter stuff. Everything was the same.
Trying to make
Everything's
it
going to
dollar.
look the same, and eventually, you keep stacking enough, something's going to fall down.
Yeah.
But
And
okay.
that's what happened.
So here's the light at the end of the tunnel, though. Okay. You know who's still selling tickets at shows and who's still touring as the original band that they were back then?
Who's
Black
that?
Hawk.
Wow. Well, that's one member because one guy died.
Well, yeah.
But still,
But-
you know what? That is crazy you brought that up because I was thinking of Black Hawk today because I heard that Please, Please Don't Go, whatever.
Yeah,
song.
man. And they
I was
and-
like, those guys were good,
and
man.
they're still that good.
Wow.
And it still sounds like that band, you know?
And that dude was a good songwriter. I think he was. I
Absolutely.
think he was one in the Outlaws. I think originally, but those guys, known for songwriting.
Yeah.
That was an era that people took for granted that they cling on to now.
That's right.
At the same time, that same kind of music packs dance halls.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, what I'm saying is like, let's say the kids 10 years from now, are they going to be doing Luke Bryant tunes? And if they are they going to be filling dance halls? I don't think so, because that's not dance hall music.
No.
What are they going to be covering? Probably stuff back in the
I think
90s
so,
still.
man. Absolutely.
Well, and still
getting the-
covering Waylon Jennings.
That's it, and still
yeah.
doing that, which is
Rodney
the original,
Crowell
yeah,
and-
the
and-
originals.
you know, Billy Joe Shaver.
For sure,
Yeah, I
bro.
mean-
One of my goals, there are many goals I have as far as interviews. One of them for Mexicans would be Little Joe. But as
Right on.
far as here in Waco, or not in Waco, excuse me, everywhere, Billy Joe Shaver's always been one of my heroes, one of my
Yeah,
top dogs.
absolutely.
Top dogs. I'm
Yeah.
talking about, I put him up there with Merle Haggard and of course, Steve Earle and Billy Joe Shaver. He goes way up there. That's
man.
one of my goals in life. Let's hear Ron Roberts' tune.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey.
I hear you. That is a beautiful guitar, by the way.
Thank you.
We were talking guitars, and this guitar too is also beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me real quick. I want let's make a left turn. Tell me about this, bro. Tell me about that guitar you got. And I want to hear John. Well, John, you got to leave right now. Tell me about this guitar real quick, John.
This is Libretta.
I love it. I love the name already.
Um,
Wow, what a beautiful.
so it's
guitar.
a 2000, I guess, Gibson Songbird, and from what I understand, what I've read about him, it was the predecessor to the Songwriter.
How long have you had it?
I've had it. How long have I had my?
Good question.
I got him. I got.
2008, 2009, something like that.
Did you buy it new or used or
No,
what?
no, it was my dad had it, man. My dad
Wow.
bought it new.
So I
Uh,
mean, I see how that wear and tear. That's
Yeah, that's-
even put to work. Bro.
Yeah, she gigs pretty hard, man.
I love it, bro.
And she's incredible.
Sounds beautiful.
She inspires me. She fights me. She cusses at me,
I hear you.
but
Why'd
but-
you go ahead?
she always lays down and keeps me safe in a hotel room. You know what I mean?
I hear you, my friend. Why'd your old man pick Gibson?
I actually grew up playing Guild, man.
Okay.
He had a
Also
Guild
great guitars.
G37. And then I want to say it was a D28 after that, a Martin. But he played this guitar. And what's interesting about that, he had like I say, a G37, so it was a solid maple.
Right.
And then, of course, Guild had the carved back. I think they still do the carved back and all that
I've
stuff.
never owned one, but
But he said that was when he got this one, he said it was the only guitar that he had played that had the clarity and the balance that guild had when he bought it.
Right, I got you.
So he wasn't worried about brand or
He
whatever it was.
just
Yeah,
the way
this
it
was the
felt
one that
and
spoke
played.
to him.
I hear you.
So that was really cool. But I was joking with him, man. I had a '62 J50, and
Which one's the J50?
it looks kind of like the J45, but the waist is a little bit more shallow.
Okay.
Um,
Shallow meaning a little
little bit-
smaller, like
yeah.
inward.
right.
Okay.
But it's basically it's the same basic concept
Okay.
as the J45.
I got you.
It's just got a little bit more beef to it.
And of course, all of them are probably both acoustic electric, right? 'Cause they got to be workhorses.
Yeah, that one is.
Yeah,
But well, now it is. But I mean, it was a '62, so it was.
that's right. Wow.
Um,
Wow, where'd you find that one at, bro?
it was a trade for an amp.
Oh my God, what was the amp?
The original, or not the original, but the first hand-wired reissue that Vox did.
Son
the,
of a
the,
gun.
The TV series.
Yes.
Hand-wired, yeah.
Wow, yes, those are
It was
great,
one of those,
dude.
man.
Yes.
So I got this guitar and I was playing it and I was just beating it up,
Right.
playing in bars and stuff. And so I was joking with my dad one day, so it was 7 years ago because my little girl was like 3.
Right.
We were at Red Lobster.
Okay.
And I was joking with my dad. I said, well, man, you dig the way that J50 plays. I mean, I'll trade you, Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You got him. It was that damn lobster plate.
Yeah. Well, so what it was, man, is that this guitar started, like, she doesn't like picks. She doesn't like flat picks.
Okay.
And so it started teaching me to use my fingers. And so it moved my songwriting and my playing forward so much.
I use my fingers a lot, but that's the whole. I love it.
I can feel every bit of it.
Yeah, that's right.
you know?
You people if they don't do that, people that just do straight pickers, they don't realize how much more you have to offer by using your fingers.
Right.
You can do all kinds of different things. With,
Mm-hmm.
And me playing the country, I had to learn how to do the. Mine was this right here
Hybrid picking.
for sure.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called? But you know what? Now I can play with. I heard a lot of guys say don't use their pinkies. I use both my pinkies because I use that all my hand.
Yeah.
You got to.
How about you, bro? What is that right there? That is a beautiful guitar, by the way. I
Man,
love Gibsons.
It's a custom shop Gibson J45.
Wow, why
They don't
custom
have
shop,
your-
bro? I love
Well,
that.
I'll tell you, it's actually funny. I had everybody looks at it and goes, "Oh my God, that's a beautiful guitar," but I got it because at the time I was still playing a Takamine F340S series guitar. My dad bought it, and I think it was the first guitar I wrote a song on. Matter of fact, and I broke the neck off. I broke the headstock off the neck of the guitar, and so I was guitarless. No,
And what kind
I will not.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But I broke the neck.
What
off
kind of
the
guitar
head
was
off.
it again?
It was a Takamine F340S
Okay.
series.
It was one of the Martin lawsuit
Yeah.
Takamine.
Oh wow.
It was a really nice Takamine.
Wow.
And I still have it. I still have it.
Tell
just
him
just
Quit
not
it.
intact.
Tell him how you broke it, bird dog.
Stop it.
Tell him how you broke it, bird dog.
But I don't get embarrassed too often. But he knows that.
Right.
But no, I had that and I do still have that guitar, by
Right.
the way, and I have plans of getting that thing right.
Right.
One day again. I love
Larry
that guitar.
Larry Hernandez is the man here
That's
in Waco.
him. He knows about it.
Okay.
He knows. Larry works on all my stuff, so he
Okay.
knows about it already. So he knows it's coming
Right.
one day. And as a matter of fact, he's seen it. He's looked at it.
Okay.
And so
Is,
he
is,
knows.
is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Is it possible?
It is possible.
Okay.
Absolutely. It'll happen.
Okay, well, cool.
It just takes time. to
I
do it.
hear for
It's
sure.
going to be a moment.
I hear
it's
you.
Gonna be a
I
special
understand.
moment. But at the time, I was broke as a joke and going back to school. I was going to school at TSCC. And,
Right. Studying what?
Instrumentation and controls, actually.
Oh, I have no idea what that. We'll get into that maybe later. But anyway, yeah.
And I went through that program, but I was broke, man. And at the time, this guitar popped up at the place I bought it from, and they were offering like a finance deal, And
Oh,
so
nice.
it was kind of ironic that
It
I
was-
couldn't afford a cheap guitar, because I couldn't even afford $400 or $500. But I
Right.
could swindle $275, $300 a month. For
Nice.
about 8 or 9
Well,
months.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful. I guess.
Yeah.
So you ordered it. So were you able to try it out, or was it something you
No,
ordered?
I just ordered it.
So-
it was
so-
a JD thing, man. And JD was at the time, like I said.
So
I
you knew
learned a
how it
lot from
felt
those guys.
already?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
JD was playing a Gibson and with the rosewood back and sides, and I said, man, I'm going for it.
Bro, that is beautiful. And could you show the headstock to the camera?
Yeah, I don't know where the
That-
camera is. Where's the
Oh,
camera?
right there, right there.
There we go.
That is beautiful,
Yeah,
bro.
Pretty and
That is beautiful.
absolutely.
Can I have some with that beautiful guitar? Could you hand me that book right there? Give me some backup music, please. I'll announce this week's gigs, and we'll talk about you guys here in a little bit. Have some backup music.
Oh, you're asking me for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
backup music?
I want to hear that beautiful guitar, bro. My boy Tim Allen Blues Time will be at the Slippery Minnow Friday. Melinda Adams is playing at a new bar called the Outpost in Mahia, or Mexia, whatever you want to call it. I call it Mahia. Jackson Anderson, August 4th at La Fiesta. You ever heard of any of these guys?
Yeah.
North and Navasota, good buddies of mine. We had them here on the podcast. They will be at O'Brien's Saturday. You guys ever play O'Brien's?
I have not.
It's a cool bar, dude.
I played that place with Spicer, with Chris Spicer.
Okay, yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's a great bar.
It is, and what I love about it, just like Aces, though, they have whatever genre, and they love singer-songwriters, and of course they have bigger bands, bigger bands go through there. That's why that's a great bar. Spirits Mars, my boy Jimbo and the Exiems will be at Austin's on the Avenue August 4th, and at 8 Ball the 8th. My boy Dustin Terrell will be at BSR Cable Park Saturday. I know y'all played that bar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I was there on
It's always fun.
yeah, it was. I forgot what it was. I think it was like dollar beer night one time, and I played there. And for musicians, it's free, so we had a good time over there. Kimberly Kelly is coming back from Nashville. Y'all know Kimberly
Papa
Kelly.
Joe's.
Yeah, she was one of the first ones kind of getting me started.
Really?
I played bass for her for a long time.
Yes,
man.
dude, I know. And then Nick was on.
Nick played guitar and Josh
that-
played drums, man.
Okay, I
Yeah.
remember that band, and that's when my boy Joe. You don't remember Joe Churchill?
Yeah.
He used to tell me you got to check those guys out.
Yeah.
Those guys are good.
Joe played a few gigs with us, man.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that started telling me a bit about you guys, and of course I started noticing you at CNR.
Yeah.
CNR, which is actually now it's 811 now, but where was that? Kimberly's gonna come and play at Papa Joe's Friday.
Yep.
All the way from Nashville. I remember playing Nashville, and I remember playing here at Papa Joe's, and they're both fun. But something about Papa Joe's, a lot
I
of
love
guys
that
learn how to
place, man.
cut their
I
teeth
love
there
that
at Papa
place.
Joe's.
I love
sure.
the people there. It's
Exactly, bro. Jonah May, that girl right there is legit, both
Yes,
songwriting, singing, and musicianship wise.
He is that.
At Aces Thursday, at a place called the Blue Light Live Sunday. Where is that and what is that? Have you heard about that?
In Lubbock.
See, that's what I was wondering. Is it the Blue Light in Lubbock?
I guess.
Who is it playing there?
Jonah May.
Oh,
That's a long drive, but that's what she's going to do. If you are going to Lubbock, good luck. I mean, not good luck. Please be careful. That's a cool bar.
yeah.
But I was wondering if it's somewhere local or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good drive to listen to the Rolling Stones.
Right?
It is.
I hear you. And some Doors. Were you ever a Doors fan? Gee.
Man, I got into a lot of their stuff, but some of it got too far out there for me.
I know it. I know it.
But I can respect it for the musicianship.
Yes,
It just,
yes.
Yeah.
That was, all around. And
Yeah.
just it was Jim Morrison's ass that took it there. But what an artist too, though. What an artist too. Max Carter, my boy Max Carter, who I had on my podcast a couple of months ago. Wednesday, which is tonight at the Back Porch and Temple. Have y'all played that place? Back Porch and Temple. I think it used to be the Denim and Diamonds. He will be there tonight. Friday at the Salt Lick and Round Rock. And Spring Valley Tavern, which I heard, I was like, is that place still open? Yes, it is still open. Spring Valley Tavern, you ever played that place, bro? My boy Billy Bones. This time he's going to be with the Frenzy Band at Old Friends Bar, and this coming Sunday at 2 o'clock. Fireside, which is my boy Tim Easter. He was our sound man when we were in high school. Saturday at Bo's Barn at Fireside. Clean Slate, Steve Daring's band. Good friend of mine. Saturday at Fuzzy Taco. a band called Ghost Dance Band, August 19th at Grand Stafford in Bryan. That's going to be, I guess, September 9th. Good bit of way. September 9th, now they're going to be at 811, which is the old CNR. Shotgun Lady will be at Tokyo Store September 23rd. That's a good ways from now. My band, Los Roaches, will be at the Backyard tomorrow for happy hour from 6 to, I think, 8:30. Please show up and have a good time with us. We'd love to see you. All the boys, Chris Cox, Russell, Brian Brown. Thanks to those guys for having us. Where are you going to be at, John? Great skills, by the way, on guitar.
Running sound for y'all tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Any gigs are you at Saturday or Sunday or Friday?
I'm playing Friday with playing guitar for Mike Stanley at Nos Bar in Azle.
Where's that at, Azle?
Just north of Fort Worth, kind of.
Okay.
And then Saturday we're in Possum Kingdom.
Nice.
There's a restaurant there, and I can't remember the name of it right now, and I feel awful
Make
about
up
it.
your mind, JD.
But yeah.
And,
Decide to walk with me.
And then Sunday I'm doing River Jam, man, the Galley Winter thing. I'm doing that with Mike as well.
Is Galley Winter still running? Dude,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't listen
man.
to Texas country anymore. That's a whole other podcast in itself.
Right.
But I guess that's great. You know what? Because Galley Winter is one of the OGs for putting out Texas country.
Yeah, man,
but
and
it was
they've
just
never
a
wavered.
website.
You know, they've never wavered. They're always finding new music and always pushing cats that. You know, man, Brad and all those guys.
Dude,
have,
all the
have
guys like
always spoken very highly of me. I mean, to people, and that's so cool to have that kind of pull with cats that have been in the scene so long. You
When
know?
Pat Green was the man,
Right.
Galley Winter had a little bit to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pushing that cat when,
Sure.
you know, what can I say? And at one time, which right now people really look past Pat Green, but at one time that guy was the guy
Oh, yeah.
in Texas country for sure, and he was right here in Waco, Texas.
Yes, he was.
Right, you know, that's another guy I'd like to get in here, 'cause, you
Yeah.
know, because I was the time when I was out of Tejano, I was out of the Nashville country thing, whatever. Before I was playing Americana a lot, I was like almost in limbo, just playing, hired gun, whatever.
Yeah.
And then that kind of music started coming out with, of course, it was a demo on cassette tape. That's how long ago it was, of Cross Canadian Ragweed. Of course, Jack Ingram had Flutter. And, of course, Chris Knight was from Kentucky, but he was out there at the same time. And then Pat Green was amongst all these big old dudes and wound up surpassing them at one time, dude. He was legit. How about you, bro? Where are you going to be at this week?
Man, I am off this weekend, and I'm either going to be, we were talking earlier, I'm either going to hop in the rig with Mike and JD to kind of tote around, or I may end up down in the hill country.
Where do you usually play at? Oh, anyway, if you were going to go hill country, why that?
I've got a lot of friends down there, connections and music connections.
Any shows over there? You ever play
not,
over there?
Not yet, man.
That's a big music scene over
yeah,
there.
Absolutely. And I go to the folk festival down there and hang out down there for that in May and.
Which every musician should experience at some point or another.
I never have,
it's
bro.
really incredible.
Man.
Just hearing straight up singer-songwriters.
Yeah, that's it.
And every song circle you go to is the best songs you've ever heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You know,
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But I'll probably end up down there. Got a lot of good friends down there picking and playing. So
You fellas ever do, which I never did, and maybe one day I will. I've never done Lukenbach. You fellas ever do that?
I have actually back in November the 5th. I've got a friend of mine, Mr. George Goss. He's down in Terlingua. We were talking about earlier, but
How was that experience, bro? Because I've never been
he
there.
just got a cut on Johnny Bush album, man.
Wow.
And so we went to Johnny Bush show at Lukenbach, and he actually got up there and did his song with Johnny Bush. So that
Nice.
was a treat, man. It was an honor
How
for
about
him.
you as a performer? You ever performed there?
Oh yeah, we not performed there, but we sit around under the tree there.
So that's an
and pass
experience
the
in
guitar,
itself.
you know?
Has to be,
Yeah.
right? Just
Yeah.
for the aura, just for the actual place alone,
Yeah.
right?
I sat in there with Mr. Bill Lewis and that crew, you know. So a lot of the old original.
Wow,
pictures under the tree,
geez
so yeah, it's good
Louise.
stuff, yeah.
How about you, John? You ever played Lukenbach?
yeah, man. I've always played with other cats there. I haven't done
Okay.
the same thing. I sat under the tree and played some of my
but that
tunes,
too
but
is still
Kim
legit
Watts.
enough, bro.
Yeah.
Just for the place, just for
just
the
being there and being in the atmosphere and everybody that's there. I mean, the whole experience is cool every time, and it's always something different, you know.
It is. It's always different.
Let's hear a JD tune.
Yeah. I don't know.
Whose turn was it?
Whose
Who
turn
did the
is
last one?
I don't know.
I think you did, bro, didn't you? Or you know what? Do you guys ever jam together?
Yeah, we play together all the time. just
I mean, like
whenever we
together,
can.
like in a like. I'd love to hear you guys share a tune. Or is there a cover tune you guys could just share
Nah.
together? Anything you guys ever do anything like that before?
Do we?
Not this sober.
Yeah. It is early in the day.
Well,
yeah.
I tell you what, then
Early evening.
let's do a Ron Roberts tune. Or tell you what, no, let's do a JD tune, and then we'll end it with Ron Roberts
Cool.
because you know, like I said, you're the guy who I've been trying to have here in a little bit, and it's like
Thank you so much. And
the
thank you.
cherry on top would be to have John Dempsey, of course,
Yeah.
like one of my favorites, like I tell you. So, but you know, like I said, let's hear Mr. Dempsey do one, and then have you take it home.
Sure.
I'll play a tune that Ryan and I wrote together.
Now we're talking. There you go.
Uh,
That's what I'm talking about. And real quick, if you don't mind, do you mind talking about it?
No, not at all, man. So I had this dream, and Ryan was there, and Rodney Pyatt was there, and Nick Dinner was there, and Casey Kelly was there.
You can't go wrong musicianship wise,
That sounded-
partying
that sounded
wise. You
bad
can't go
already.
wrong.
Right. So it's us five,
That
right?
sounded rough already.
And
Right, it does.
and we're all in this apartment. We all show up, and we're all in this
I've
apartment.
heard so many horror stories
And,
that does sound just like that.
Yeah.
Nobody
all in the
knows
apartment.
why we're there. Like, well, so who invited you, man? You know, and we're
Right.
the only ones there, and we're like, we're supposed to be here for a party, you know, or whatever. And
Say this
everybody's
again.
like,
So,
it's a dream.
okay, wow,
Yeah.
okay, you're in a dream. Okay.
And so there's a knock on the door, and I answer the door, and it's Towns Van Zandt, and he's
Wow.
got a handle of whiskey, and he's got 6 glasses, you know. And he walks in, and he says, "Man, I'm sorry, I don't mean to barge in. I know y'all don't know me, but is it cool if I come in and have a drink with y'all?" And
Who's gonna tell no to Towns Van Zandt?
yeah, we're all like, hey. So
this is-
Can't you see we're busy, sir?
This is true, by the way. So I'm working with John Rosenbaum here in town. You know, I'm driving a truck with him, and I think we were laying out a house pad over across town, and
Right.
I get a phone call. It's JD. You know,
yeah.
it's like 2:00 in the day. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Working." He's like, "I want you to hear this song I wrote."
Yeah.
So he
Dude.
tells me about this dream, you know, and he comes over to the house. I think we got together that weekend
Yeah.
and finished it. So this is a true story.
So Towns Van Zandt asked,
So-
"You mind if I have a drink with you guys?"
Yeah, and so he pours everybody a drink, and he sits down.
Do you remember what it was? It was a
And
whiskey.
Yeah, it was a handle of whiskey, but I don't know what it was.
Okay.
I think I was drinking
And-
milk.
Yeah, sure you were. Sure you was. And
Yeah.
so he sits down and he tries to speak and he can't, and he puts his head in his hand. And he holds it there for a long time. And then he gets back up and he's looking at everybody, but he's looking straight through me. And he says, "Man, you gotta sing your songs, and you just gotta sing them. Like you can't waste the love you were given the way I did. I wasted it. I'm gone.
Wow.
I wasted it too soon. You can't do that. You've got to sing your songs, you know." And he goes on into all this stuff, and man, it went on forever. Like at one point, Rodney and Towns are down on the ground, and they're looking up at us on the balcony. And Rodney's like, "Hey man, I got this text about a party across town, you know," and Towns says something like, "Well, which side of the tracks is it on?" And Rodney goes, Does it matter?" And Towns goes, "Well, I guess you're right. You know, this side of the tracks, that side of the tracks, we're all headed to hell, I suppose." Just saying stuff like that, you know, and
Good thing
but
we're
not saying it as a fact, saying like,
Just
you know,
yeah,
look
just
at what you're
talking.
doing. Look at what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Right.
you know.
I got you.
And I woke up and I wrote down everything I could remember immediately. And so I went through the day and I couldn't think about anything else. And I called him and I called Nick and I called Rodney and I called Casey. And Ryan was the only one that I got through to, and we ended up finishing the song. But I looked that night and it was Towns' birthday, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
do,
it's
do you think? Because I myself am a spiritual. I mean, being a Christian, Of course, I believe in the Holy Ghost because I know that is 100% real, baby.
Well,
For
so that's absolutely what I think it was. I don't think that it was Towns coming to me in a dream. I think it was God saying, "Here's this that you can understand.
Yeah, you think
Here's
that's
where you're
right,
at.
Right.
So now I'm going to tell you, in terms that you can understand,
Don't
change it, do better.
Yeah,
This is
Right.
this is a handbook
that's right.
on what not to do with your life.
Right.
I'm
As a Christian, I've been learning more and more. It's not what I believe; it's what every Christian should believe. But we all, whether we're a soccer mom, or a musician, or just a construction worker, God has us here for a reason,
Absolutely.
and it's a shame to waste it.
Yes.
Whether if you're just a guy that's just I'm a fry cook, but I'm gonna rock it.
And a good one.
And you know what I'm saying?
Let's go ahead and say props to John over at the backyard
Right.
for being the best cook in the
Is it?
world.
I've had the whatever kind of egg thing, but I never had the cooking there. I need to go there and have some. But like I was saying, I believe God has a reason for us to. We all have a purpose here for sure.
right.
Absolutely.
One is praising Him,
That's right.
but another one, dude, it's whatever talent that you think you don't have, and the ones that do know they have it, to never stop pursue what you're doing, bro, for sure. Whether you're a songwriter or a musician or even a sports athlete or like I said, my dad was a construction worker. When you're there, bro, rock it.
That's it.
Let's hear some John Dempsey.
If you got passion for it, you know what
for
I mean?
sure,
Like,
bro.
Yeah. My grandfather was 89 pounds, still buried a 16-penny nail in one shot. You know what I
Wow,
mean?
yes. One
Like,
of those guys
right
that have
before he died.
one of the guys that has the old Popeye forearms.
Yeah,
Yes.
So anyway, this is a tune that me and Ryan wrote, and it's called "Sing Your Song."
With a little help from Towns,
An
maybe.
apartment I didn't know, on the wrong side of the tracks. I was sitting smoking cigarettes and speaking low, till a knock there on the door stopped us all abruptly. I turned to see a man half smiling and half alone. He said, "Hello, I know you don't know me, but do you think that I could come in and have a drink?" He set the bottle down on the table and he poured us all around, put his head in his hands for a moment, and then he spoke again. He said, "Sing your songs, and when your time on earth is gone, count yourself blessed beyond compare for the words that you've spoken. 'Cause they're a gift come pride or tragedy, sweet love and rhyme and melody. Don't waste the love that you're giving, boy, sing your songs." Said life will lead you on until she breaks you. She'll leave you cold and hungry and lay low. It's no matter now, son, how long that it takes you, 'cause only you can paint the pieces where they go. And he said, "Sing your songs, and when your time on earth is gone, count yourself blessed beyond compare for the words that you've spoken. They're a gift come pride or tragedy, sweet love and rhyme and melody. Don't waste the love that you're given, sing your song. Boy, don't waste the love that you're given. Sing your songs."
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Thanks a lot.
That is a great song.
Mhm.
Great song, bro. Dude, I really do think, dude, stuff like dreams or whatever, I believe, there are messages in them.
Well, and so to me, the song is, your song is either, like you were saying, it's anything you do. Your song, Hank Aaron's paintbrush was a baseball bat.
Yes. Yes.
So that was his song to give to the world.
For sure.
So whatever your song is, man, sing it. Like don't apologize for it.
You got that right.
Your purpose is your purpose. Don't let anybody tell you. Don't let anybody minimize what you're doing. Whatever it is.
I remember seeing John Dempsey as any other musician did. I played in Nashville to one person. I've seen John Dempsey play to a packed house. I've seen him play to a not so packed house. We've all had those nights, and he sings them the same way every time.
Yeah, sometimes those are the best.
Those are the best ones because you got that right. Because now it's just we're there. He's almost like he's singing to us.
That's it.
For sure. I remember I was fortunate enough to be a few feet away and maybe 50 to 75 people, and seeing I forget his name. The guy that I got what song is that? Something cooking in the microwave. I can't now. I forget his name. Daryl Scott.
Okay.
I remember seeing Daryl Scott, dude, like 5 foot away, bro.
Yeah.
75 people in Nashville, blew my mind. I will never forget that.
Right on.
And on top of that, being a great songwriter and artist, that dude's a great guitar player. I never knew that.
Yeah.
But there's
Dark Hill.
yes,
Yeah.
dude. What can I say, dude? One of my favorites. One of my favorites. Let's hear Ron Roberts' tune.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And see if we can take it home. And dude, thank you guys both for doing it, dude.
Man,
you
thank you for
I
having
love
me,
talking
man.
shop, bro.
I love being here, dude. I love doing this.
Thank
So
you, bro.
anytime
Man,
you want
I
to invite
appreciate
me,
that, dog, man.
anytime
For
you want
real,
to
I
invite me,
appreciate
Thank
I'd
you
love
so
to be
much
here.
for what you do, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Oh, thank you,
I
bro.
remember when you first started doing it, I was like, that is the coolest thing ever,
Oh,
man.
thank you, bro.
Especially for somebody to put so much effort and compassion and passion and everything into just the community.
Right.
Absolutely.
I hear
Not
you.
just music or songwriting or one certain thing. Last week, I think, or the week before, you had some MMA
I
fighters
do
on
that.
there,
I
man.
do
That
that a
was
lot,
great.
and I have
I
some
love
coming
that.
in here in a couple of weeks because we're going to be promoting the Brawl at the Brasses, which is a
Nice.
big boxing tournament.
Yeah.
I'm a sports fan.
Yeah.
I'm combat sports fan
Yeah.
for sure. But thank you, bro.
No, thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it for like not like people would think. I didn't do it like because I want to be a guy that has think something or an entertainer or whatever.
Yeah.
It wound up being like that. God has been blessing me like that. But
Yeah.
I wanted to see something that wasn't being done.
Yeah.
And I'm a big podcast fan, but there's not a lot of podcasting that's pushing the singer songwriter and why they do that.
Right.
There are some shows out there that do like is an audience and we're talking. Oh, here's how I wrote the song. Right here. I mean, I'm talking about, dude. Why did you really write that song?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
that.
right.
Yeah, what happened when you were 11 and you were riding your bike and you fell down and skinned your knee? And how did that,
Yes.
I feel like that's the stuff we get into in here.
I agree.
feel like
I agree.
we get to talk about the songs, but we get to talk about the reasons for the songs.
For sure,
and
bro.
not just the reasons for the songs, but the reasons for the songs. I
Yes.
don't know. I really dig it, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'm
man.
thankful to be able to come in here and be totally comfortable and free and just be able to like chill with my friends.
That's it. That's what at the end
talk
of the day,
about
man,
stuff,
we're
you
just
know?
bros. Like I said, I've known JD for a whole minute. I've
Yeah.
just barely met you, bro.
Yeah.
But instant camaraderie because we have that one passion,
Yeah.
and that's all it is. At the end of the day, dude, it's just bros talking shop.
That's
And
right.
I can talk shop all day.
Yeah.
I know you guys have things to do. You have to work tomorrow, but like I said, if it weren't for that, bro, I
Yeah.
have a feeling, dude, that we could probably talk another 3 hours
That's
just
right.
talking
Oh
shop.
yeah, for sure.
For sure,
Yeah.
till the
For sure.
battery dies. Let's do one, Mr. Ryan
Yeah.
Roberts.
What do you want to do? You want to do quicksand? The old man? Quicksand? Quicksand?
Whatever you want to do, let's do it.
I'll just keep the boat rowing the same direction.
All right.
Since we were playing kind of, we got on the whole Christian music there,
Right,
It was
for
to lead you into
sure.
maybe later, so. I
Right,
seen
yeah.
you post, you were looking.
Yes,
for
bro.
it, so
As a
it's
matter of
good,
fact, dude, I'll talk to you in a little bit about that.
Yeah. It's called Quicksand.
I was walking through the desert, the Tearlingwood Creek, searching for some water that I knew I wouldn't need. I could smell it, I was near, I could feel it in my hands. What the hell, it disappeared. I'm standing on haunted land, I'm in quicksand. Up to my knees, I'm in quicksand. What's burying me? I'm in quicksand. Would you help me, please? She was an American soldier in the first Gulf War. She gave it all she had, and then she gave a little more. When she came home proud, she was running out of bread. She would go without a house a month or two, is what she said. She's in quicksand. Living on the street, she's in quicksand. Burning up on speed, she's in quicksand. Well, can't you see? You can say what you want, you say what you will, but we chopping down the cross upon Calvary's hill, where the water's still pure and the blood is still red. You won't even look up here to hear what I just said. We're in quicksand, going down fast. We're in quicksand. How long can this last? We're in quicksand. Let go of the past. I was walking through the desert, the Tearlingwood Creek, searching for some water that I knew I would need. I'm in quicksand. Would you help me, please?
Ryan Roberts and John Dempsey, bro,
Thank
that's
you
a
so
great
much.
song.
Yeah.
Everything you guys have been doing,
you.
been rocking. Y'all guys hit 1,000 tonight. I'm telling you, I love it. You know, and the vocals too, bro. I mean, not to mention your songwriting and all that, but the vocals are so wholesome. Your
Hey,
style, everything.
I wanted to mention that too, Ryan. You've always been a solid vocalist, but lately, man, when we've played together, you've been going for stuff that you wouldn't have 2 or 3 years ago, and you're nailing it, man. And I love it so much.
We're working on it.
That's what we were talking about earlier, with just like knowing your song that much.
You hit like those Merle Haggard octave drops earlier. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
and
we
you
can
never
go
would have
there.
done that
Yeah.
stuff 2 or
Thank
3
you.
years ago. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's a joy for me,
Thank
man, to hear the same songs, but to hear them the way that you interpret them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then to hear the new stuff coming, it's
That's what's fun with music. You can just keep
Yeah.
on.
Man,
growing
you
out.
got that right.
Yeah.
Check these guys out. John Dempsey will be with Mike Stanley Friday.
Friday in north of Fort Worth, Azle, and then Saturday in Possum Kingdom.
Okay, and I will be at the backyard tomorrow. John Dempsey's running sound because I know it's going to sound good.
I'll be running sound.
That dude always rocks it. We'll be at the backyard tomorrow at 6 o'clock, Los Roaches. And you're off this weekend, but you might head out to Kerrville, am I correct?
I might be down there, or I might end up with John and Mike. So I
It
don't
might
know.
be a fun night.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you with John and Mike. I bet that's a good time.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
You know. And I think that's it, everybody. Be sure to like and share. Peace out.
Yeah.
Gracias, bro.